Hey, it's Up North Guy. Welcome back to the channel. Going to be talking about the Vespa Primavera 2025 150 motorbike that I purchased last year. I did a couple of videos on my channel about this one. I've had it for about a year now and have just completed the first 600 miles or 1,000 kilometers, which is a major milestone for these bikes in terms of getting them broken in and doing the first service. So I'm going to talk about the service that's done and also lessons learned that I've had as a new rider on this bike. All right, I am a new rider. I mean, riding a Vespa, riding a motorcycle has been brand new to me in the last year. And I'm in my 60s, so it's probably a little late to start this, but I've really been enjoying it. Just give you my perspective on the bike and what I've learned through the first year or so of ownership here. First thing I've learned is it is super fun to ride. I mean, I really enjoy this bike. Getting out on the road gives you the freedom. It's open air, it's comfortable, it makes a kind of cool whirring sound that really gets up and goes. It's got a lot of power, a lot of acceleration, at least for me. Again, I don't have any motorcycle to compare it to, but for this bike, it's got plenty of get up and go for me to get around where I need to go. And it's so enjoyable just to get out there, get on the road, get it up to speed, ride around town, ride around the lakes, share some footage here of what I've done here locally, just riding around a lake called Crystal Lake that I really love. So it's been super fun. It's been more fun than what I thought it was going to be to actually get on and ride this bike. My second lesson learned is it really gets noticed. Not that I was looking to be noticed, but it's just a cool looking bike. It's a retro design. I love the color. This is called Verde Amiabile or Verde Relax. That's what really sold me on the bike. I have been at stop signs and stoplights. People, it just makes them smile. They're looking over at it. They're looking at you. They're saying, wow, that's a really cool bike. It's definitely something that gets you noticed if that's what you're looking for. I wasn't necessarily, but I have noticed that people are checking this bike out when I'm on it. Third thing I would say that's a lesson learned to me is it's really cold riding. Again, I don't have a lot of motorcycle experience, so maybe this is something people know if they've been biking for a long time, but you get up to 30, 40 miles an hour on this bike, you better have some cold weather gear on, even when it's 70, 80 degrees, because that bike really cools you down. So I wear a protective jacket. It's got a liner inside. I would definitely recommend that. I usually have that on when it's between 70 and 80 degrees. If it gets over 80, maybe it's getting where you want to have a little bit lighter wear on there, but anywhere from 50, 60, 70 degrees you're riding on it, you want to make sure you've got some cold weather gear because it does get cold. I always wear jeans, some kind of pants, riding boots or shoes. The protection is key, and you also need it to keep you warm even when you think the air is super warm outside. When you're on that bike, it's going to be very cold. Fourth lesson learned is I don't think it gets a respect like other motorcycles do. And this is a bit of a downside. I think people think of it as a moped. I mean, it's really not as powerful as a lot of motorcycles at 150 cc's or somewhere in the middle of 50 cc's, which is a moped, and maybe 250 to 300 cc's, which is more of a motorcycle. So it will go fast. I've had it up to about 55. It can go faster than that. That's about as fast as I would want to go on it. And I think when people get behind me, they look at the size of it, they think it's a moped. They're expecting you to move over. They're expecting you to be kind of like a bike, so I can get around and pass you. So you get a lot of tailgaters. That's a bit annoying. It's also a bit dangerous. Even when I'm going the speed limit with the bike, I think because of its size being small, people tend to think of it as something that's more like a bike or a moped and not a motorcycle. So I don't feel like it gets kind of the same respect that a motorcycle does on the road. Just something to be aware of. When you got tailgaters, you can always move to the side, let them go around. but I can definitely keep up to speed everywhere I'm driving and riding on it, so I don't worry about that, but it is something to be aware of in this bike. And the last lesson learned I'll share with you is, as a new rider, someone who doesn't have a lot of experience, definitely if that's you and you're starting out with this kind of a bike, take it slow. Go on the side roads, the 25-mile-an-hour roads, the 30-mile-an-hour roads to start. Get a feeling for the bike. Get used to the speed if you're not used to riding, because it can get going pretty fast pretty quickly. Then move yourself up to, maybe 35-mile-an-hour roads and 45-mile-an-hour roads when you're comfortable with that. It takes a little while. I think a lot of people buy these bikes thinking, oh, I'm going to be out on the road all the time. You get out there and realize, wow, I'm going 30, 35, I'm going pretty fast. Maybe that's a little scary, especially when you're in traffic. It's got a lot of noise you're going to hear, just air noise. You're just going to be more aware of what's happening on the road around you. Cars, are not going to see you sometimes too, so it can be a little bit dangerous. So definitely build yourself up. I started small. Go the long way. It's great. It's fun riding this bike. You don't need to get from point A to point B as fast as you want to. Just take the long way. Take the smaller streets until you get used to it and used to the speed. And then when you're more comfortable, like I've been getting more comfortable with it, you can go faster and then feel more confident as a rider. All right, just talk about the first service. They do this at 600 miles approximately, or it's really 1,000 kilometers, which is about 620 miles. I had it done a little before 600 miles at my local dealer, and it cost about $350. It is kind of a major milestone in terms of the service work. It's kind of like your break-in service. They have a special kind of oil in there that's got to be changed out. They'll re-look at all the lubricants on it. They did a good brake check on mine, did some adjustments there. So it's going to be a bit of break-in on the bike. That's what they're doing in that first service. It's really important to get that done after you cross that milestone. Now, once that's done, you really don't need to do much with it. There isn't another service or oil change for another 2,000 or 3,000 miles. So you got a lot of riding to go after that. One thing you might have to do is reset the little wrench icon that comes up on your bike, especially if the service is done before the 621 miles or 1,000 kilometers. It's really simple to do. Just press the mode button down and then turn the bike all the way on, and just hold the button there, and it will come up and say coupon resetting, and then it will eventually say coupon resetted, and that wrench indicator is going to go away. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be doing more videos about the Vespa on my channel. It's Up North Guy. Got other how-tos and product reviews, life and living up here in beautiful northern Michigan. So I appreciate everybody that tunes in and also subscribes and comments on the videos. I'm going to do some other videos just riding the Vespa. Next one I'll show you is just I did a ride around Crystal Lake, which is one of the beautiful lakes up here in northern Michigan. And you'll just see it from the perspective of a rider. If you were sitting on the back of this Vespa, what would it be like? And get a great view of the scenery and also how it is to ride on top of the Vespa. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.